And this is the culmination here, and these are the 4 finalists, and they're all set to go by the look of it. They have 3 long wool fleeces to handle and 3 second shears. There will be 15 seconds. Tuma, your counting skills are needed again, of course. So let's meet them. They're just about ready to go. Can we have the shearers on the board? Top wool handlers in this open class once again. 6 fleeces in total to handle. How about giving them a big welcome here? These are we know them pretty well, but this is a very, very sought-after title. Ronnie Goss on table number 1 from Kimbolton, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. From Dannevirke, it's Dallas Mihari on table 2. Karen Herbert from Te Awamutu is on 3. And Cherie Alabaster is down there on table number 4 from Taihape. Well, they're all set to go, and I think this is going to be one hell of a struggle to see who the champion is. All right, our timekeeper up there I think is just about ready. Timekeeper's ready, judges ready, competitors, get set, go. So our shearers are back on the board with the first of these 3 long wool fleeces, Tuma. They're making it pretty hard for some of these wool handlers here this year, aren't they? A lot of long wool, a lot of short wool, Corriedales, who knows? It's a bit of a lolly scramble. You're not quite sure what you're going to get.
No, that's great, Phil. These wool handlers, they've had to compete in at least 8 shows. They had to do 4 full shows around the North Island and 4 second shear shows to qualify into the circuit. So these wool handlers, as we were saying, this is the open class, and these wool handlers are the best of the best.
They're certainly the best of the North Island, but of course, Tuma, as you say, the best of the best. They're involved in all sorts of competitions around the country, both North and South Island. How many shows do they have to go to get to this one? There'll be quite a few shows and a tremendous amount of travelling involved.
Yes, a lot of travelling. These wool handlers are very committed to the show season. Yeah, they had to do 4 long wool shows and 4 second shear. I think that's Hawke's Bay, Waipak, pre-shears, and Gisborne. They were the full wool shows, and all the rest were second shear.
That's a lot of travelling between those shows. Well, we wait for the first of the throws, as always, with the wool handlers and the shearers are together. They're putting a bit of pressure on. They're not hanging back, these shearers. Open class speed, that's what we want, and that's what we're getting. Here come the throws. Cherie Alabaster, look at that one. Oh, she'll be happy. Dallas Mihari, not too bad. And Kieran, it's a bit over the side there. But just the last one for Ronnie down in front of you. Tuma, how's that look?
Beautiful throw down here on table 1 by Ronnie Goss. Just looking around the edge of this fleece, Phil, it looks like there's quite a bit of skirting on there. These sheep might have got a little bit damp coming in on the truck and a little bit of rubbing. And so there's a little bit more that needs to be taken out than what usually would be.
So they're going to have to do that, though, aren't they? Because that's the state of the fleece as they see it, and that's what the judges are looking for. Do it as you see it on the table. Would that be right?
Yes, that's dead right, Phil. But into the undermine work, these wool handlers, there's a lot of points that can be lost around the undermine. There's a lot of short wool, there's sock wool. Sometimes there's a little bit of stain and the odd dag. And all of that is just around the undermine. So a lot of points can be lost around the undermine if these wool handlers are not there to get it. But long blow time for these shearers, wool handlers running back to their tables. Ronnie Goss down here on table number 1. She's just pulling this fleece to pieces. Yeah, I think it's a little bit wet, maybe a little bit stained, Phil.
Well, I must make mention of our sponsors here, Tuma, because it's not only a huge commitment for our competitors to go around all those shows, but Cooper's, proven and trusted, of course, and all sorts of products for the animals. And Cooper's have been involved with the farming sector for a long, long time, and indeed involved here for a long time. And they too had a big commitment, making sure everybody went to a show. Well, look at these throws. So we do appreciate Cooper's, our sponsors, and I'm sure there's some representatives here. We hope you enjoy. This is your final for 2012. And look at these fleeces, absolutely beautiful on the table. Cherie Alabaster working away, making sure she gets all those little dirty bits at the end. They don't want to put that with the good wool. Kieran Herbert's ready almost to fold it over. Likewise for Ronnie Goss. Dallas Mihari got that first side skirted and the neck out. Back to the board to get the belly out. quite a bit for them to do, Tuma, and by Jove, they've got to keep up with it, because otherwise they just might get that contamination of short wool and long wool, and boy, they don't want that, do they?
Yes, that's right, Phil. Contamination is a big thing, and that's what these judges up on the board are looking for. They're looking for contamination of one oddments into the fleece wool. Just talking to Joel, the winner of this event will join him to go to Warrnambool in the Trans-Tasman. So that's quite a big title, Phil.
Absolutely. Ready for roll-up now, Dallas Meharry. Oh, Shuri Alabaster gets ready to roll it up, and Kieran Herbert says, I don't want to be left out of it. Ronnie Goss, cool, calm and collected. No panic. So I'll just roll this up now and pop it in the patch, and we'll be away with another one. Roll-up time for Ronnie Goss from Kimbolton there on table one. The others are back up to the board, getting ready for this fleece. Setting the fleeces up, getting it right.
15, 14.
And that's
13,
Tuma counting down. Oh,
12,
some good throws there. A wee bit
11,
over the side there for Ronnie.
10, 9.
Our shearer is just waiting
8,
to hear that go again.
7,
Not quite ready yet.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, shearers, out with the second shear.
And the wool handlers have heard that too, and they know the urgency is more urgent than ever now as they come down one side across the top looking for the neck and up the other side like Ronnie Goss is doing. Have they got time to roll it up, Tuma, or have they got to get back and get that belly sorted? Really, they haven't got a lot of time to muck around back on the fleece, and Cherie Alabaster's back up there. Kieran Herbert is there on the board, looking after the shearer now with some of the short wool, but there's still a fleece on the table. So they've got to come back and finish skirting if there is any to do. They'll have to do the roll-up and put it away in the fad so it can be taken out to the dungeon to be judged by the judges out there. But boy, this is more than ever important now with that contamination issue, short and long wool, second shear and full fleece, Tuma. They just cannot afford to have any part of contamination.
That's right, Phil. Contamination of the second shear to the full wool. This morning we had young Shinoshi, and what Shinoshi did is he skirted one side of the fleece, turned the table sideways, pulled it right out, and then it left a heap of room for them to do their processing of the wool closer to the board. But at the moment, these wool handlers looks like they're a little bit lost, and they will be freaking out a little bit. Congratulations to Dallas Mihari up there. She is a rose amongst the thorns, as you say. All these other Ronnie Goss, Kieran Herbert and Shri Alabaster have been here before. But Dallas, good on you, Dallas, from getting up there and qualifying for this and making this final.
Just a call, please, Scotty Stewart. Scotty Stewart, if you're in the stadium, Scotty, could we see you at the announcer's desk, please? Scotty Stewart.
I see we got a broom out here with Kieran Herbert from Te Awamutu. She said, well, I got to get all that sock locks and socks and pieces from the long wool out of the way. She didn't want to get that mixed up with that second shear. She's back up on the board. Cherie Alabatz has got the broom out as well, doing the same, tidying up, making sure that oddments from the long wool is not going to get mixed up with the oddments from the second shear. Ronnie Goss gets rid of the top knot. Dallas Mihari, first time in, you say, Tuma? Well, could be her big day today, couldn't it? With the North Island wool handling circuit here at Golden Shears, the final, of course. Cooper's the sponsors, trusted and proven amongst the agricultural industry here in New Zealand.
That's right, Phil. We've got the second fleece coming off. There's one more left in the pen. Just these guys up here in the blue coats, ladies and gentlemen. These are our judges. They've got a little wee clicker in their hands. And every time these wool handlers make a mistake by putting the wrong wool in the wrong bin, these judges are more than happy to click away. Down here on table one, judging, we have Alan Derryman from England. Table number two, we have Steph Brooker-Jones from Australia. The gentleman there with the glasses is Robert Harkness from Ireland. And down there on the end, we have JJ Mitchell from Norway. So multicultural. This is the world champs. And we need these international flavour here, Phil.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? The very experienced judges from overseas in their own countries, but they have to come to a different country this time and settle in. And I know our wool handling judges would have made them welcome and taught them everything they need to know for this competition. But right now we go back up and watch these wool handlers in this North Island Wool Handling Circuit final for 2012. Cherie Alabaster is working frantically. You can see the red face of Karen Herbert. We know how hard and how fast she works. She's going to turn the table on the sides. So Sean Oshie has actually done a little bit of a stalemate there. He says, well, this is what we do, is what we're going to do, and they're going to follow it, Tuma. That's a good thing, eh?
It sure is. Like I was saying, the Japanese, very innovative. And it's good to see Karen Herbert is open to new things, to learning new things. She's not one of these know-alls that knows everything. She's willing to take on some advice and learn from everybody. But here we go. I'm not sure what our cut-off time is. I think it might be 40 seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds is advertised in the program, so that's all they've got
Time
to clean up
starts
and tidy up. So
now.
come on, if you've got a favourite, let's get behind him. Who is it? It's going to be Ronnie Dallas, Karen or Cherie. Who's going to have their hand up first? Have they done the work? Have they done the organisation, Tuma?
Well, looking down there, this is what we call the shakedown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and Ronnie's finished. And what it is these wool handlers need to blend all of those fleeces into each other. All three of those fleeces need to be blended into each other.
Well, it's tidy up time here, and Karen Herbert puts a hand in the air. Cherie Alabaster does the same, and Dow Dallas Mihari. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. We'll find out who is the North Island Wool Handling Circuit champion for 2012 a little later on at the next prize giving.